nickel, shaped around themes of history, value, and intrigue. It's delivered as a single continuous script without headings, visuals, narrator asides, editing instructions, highlighted words, or stars. Enjoy the ride. In the silent folds of time, nestled in the unassuming grooves of a small copper-nickel alloy disc, lies a story that spans centuries, whispers through numismatic lore, and echoes with value far beyond its nominal 5-cent face. Imagine the year 1954, a world cautiously healing from the scars of global conflict, stepping into an era of delicate prosperity and cautious innovation. In a small mint somewhere in the United States, a Jefferson nickel was struck, its obverse bearing the dignified profile of Thomas Jefferson, third president, principal author of the Declaration of Independence, and an embodiment of the nation's founding ideals. On the reverse, Monticello stands in quiet composure, its columns and symmetry offering a stoic reflection of the ideals Jefferson once espoused. This coin, destined to change hands countless times in obscurity, embarks on an odyssey through wallets, castor trays, pocket linings, coin jars, and dusty drawers across decades. The mid-1950s were a time of transformation and uncertainty. The world trembled on the precipice of the Cold War, the Eisenhower administration guided a cautious optimism, and American households tucked away coins into rolling change jars, tiny fragments of everyday commerce. Our coin, minted in this setting, might have been spent on candy, a soda, bus fare, a newspaper, a small tip. Over time, it found its way into a mason jar in a grandmother's kitchen, nestled between pennies and dimes, forgotten among the clutter of bills and receipts. Decades passed. Children grew, coin jars overflowed, drawers cluttered with utility bills and family photos. That unremarkable nickel lay buried under nostalgia and neglect. Until one day in the early 21st century, during a routine spring cleaning, someone unscrewed the jar's lid and brushed off a fine layer of dust. Their eyes flicked over the familiar shapeless blur of a nickel, but something inexplicable arrested their attention. Perhaps the luster seemed a shade brighter, the details a shade sharper. They pulled the coin out, examined it in the light. Jefferson's profile looked crisp. The letters of Liberty stood proud. The date, 1954, carried a clarity unexpected in a circulated coin. Their pulse quickened, though they tried to quell the excitement. Could it be a mint state specimen? A proof? A variety? The heart of a collector beat within their chest. They took it to a local coin shop. The proprietor, with decades of numismatic experience, held the coin beneath a loupe. He frowned, then brightened. The strike was exceptionally sharp. The fields, those flat surfaces of the coin, showed minimal wear, minimal contact marks. He weighed it, measured it, peered at it from every angle. Then, carefully, he placed it under magnification with raking light. Monticello's fine architectural details, the windows, the railings, gleamed with sharp relief. The mint mark, deeply incised, matched perfectly the dies known to have been used in Denver in that year. This is likely an MS-67 specimen, the dealer mused. Maybe higher. Mint State 67 implies a remarkably brilliant, almost flawless quality, silver-white surfaces, minimal marks, exceptional eye appeal. A specimen like this, especially from 1954, could command a substantial sum. The shop owner's eyes danced with professional respect. He offered to connect the with a reputable grading service. Grading took weeks. The small coin, encapsulated, went through rigorous visual inspection, surface testing, photography, and cross-referencing with known standard specimens and edge cases. Finally, a crisp certification arrived, PCGS MS68. Uncirculated. Near gem brilliance. Only a handful of 1954 nickels ever graded that high. The owner, already awash with exhilaration, grabbed his wallet. "I'll buy it from you," he offered, counting cash. But the owner shook his head. "No," they said, voice shaking. "This was my grandmother's. She always told me it might be something special. She said it was her lucky nickel." The shop owner nodded respectfully and began negotiations, not as a purchase but as a brokered venture, suggesting auction, sealed bids, private collectors. The story of the coin, its miraculous preservation, its familial provenance, the rarity of such high-grade specimens, added to its significance. Word of the coin spread through numismatic networks. Experts whispered about the unexpected find. Articles in coin-collecting magazines described how exceptionally preserved mid-20th century nickels rarely surface. A mint state coin, especially from a copper-nickel alloy prone to circulation wear, was like a living fossil, a glimpse into mint condition history. The rarity drove bidders into a fever. A renowned collector contacted the owner via a confidential intermediary, offering triple the initial estimate. Yet still, the owner hesitated. Love for the family heirloom perfume mingled with the glittering idea of transforming 5 cents into something unimaginable. But practicality prevailed. The owner agreed to auction, but only if proceeds served a cause dear to their grandmother, a local school scholarship fund. The owner arranged everything: authentication certificates, historical statements, photos of the family old coin jar, home videos showing the grandmother's slight grin as she held it. The depth of story swirled around the coin, enriching its monetary realm. Auction night. The coin sat under elegant lighting, encapsulated in a pristine slab. Potential buyers, a mix of high-end collectors, numismatic investors, museum representatives, private fiduciaries, assembled both in person and online. Bids started at the equivalent of tens of thousands, climbing swiftly. $50,000. Then $100,000. $200,000. Eyes widened, phones vibrated. The coin, valued at a trivial 5 cents for 70 years, had become a totem of value, a portal to history. The auctioneer's gavel hovered. 3, 4, 500,000. Suddenly a private phone bid soared. $1 million. Gasps echoed. The auditorium air crackled. The winning bid? $6 million, news outlets buzzed. A Jefferson nickel minted in 1954, found in a grandmother's coin jar, sold for $6 million. The story captured imaginations worldwide. Social media lit up. Headlines asked why. Experts answered: extreme scarcity at high mint states, the story of preservation, the personal provenance, and the numismatic market's hunger for one-of-a-kind finds. To the buyer, it was more than bullion, it was a tangible piece of minting history, a coin struck in the shadow of global change, weathering decades untouched. The owner donated a portion, $1 million, to the scholarship fund, fulfilling the grandmother's wish, retained another to support themselves, and invested the remainder. The coin itself journeyed again, this time to a prestigious museum as a loaned exhibit. Visitors crowded by the display case. Children read placards about Jefferson's face, about 1954 as an era, about how a mere 5-cent coin could turn into a story worth millions. Historians explained how mintages of common face-value coins usually remain in circulation and mostly survive in worn condition, only the rare unspoiled specimens achieve such astronomical valuation. Newspapers quoted that, with the auction price adjusted, the coin's monetary face value of 5 cents transformed into a transaction value of $6 million, more than 160 million times its printed denomination. Collectors re-examined their own holdings. Could their coins be hidden gems? Coin dealers reported increased interest in Jefferson nickels, especially mid-20th century, mint state examples. People dug through change jars, attic boxes, childhood piggy banks. The coin had sparked a renaissance of coin-finding optimism. But none rivaled that pristine 1954 specimen. Most turned out to be well circulated, worn, ordinary, yet the dream had been ignited. In numismatic circles, this sale rewrote records for the Jefferson nickel series. It became case study, how condition, provenance, story, and timing intersect to camouflage true value beneath everyday appearances. Catalogs updated: 1954 Jefferson nickel MS68, sold for $6 million in private auction, June 12, 2025, record for any 5-cent issue. The coin's slab, too, became part of the narrative. The cardboard backing had reproduced a 1950s family photo, grandmother smiling beside a coin jar, hinting at human connection behind collectible objects. The coin case traveled to coin shows, major conventions, conferences. Lecture audiences listened raptly to the tale of 5 cents morphing into gold-colored millions. Meanwhile the buyer, a corporate heir turned private collector, decided to share the wealth. They commissioned a traveling exhibition titled, From 5 Cents to Millions, The Journey of a Nickel, featuring the coin and memorabilia, a replica jar, photographs, auction catalogs, press clippings, interactive digital kiosks showing minting processes from Jefferson nickel dies. The exhibit toured major museums across the country, even internationally. Schoolchildren gazed in wonder at how value, context, and history converge. Next today 1985 5 cent. The world of numismatics, where every coin carries a story beyond its metallic form. Some coins transcend their everyday purpose to become legendary treasures. One such coin that commands fascination and excitement among collectors and historians alike is the 1985 5-cent piece, often referred to as the Jefferson nickel. While it might seem ordinary at first glance, this particular coin's journey, rarity, and value tell a tale that has captivated many and is worth exploring in depth. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, was designed to honor one of the most influential founding fathers of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. His visage on the obverse side of the coin and Monticello, his iconic Virginia home, on the reverse, established a lasting legacy. The coin itself symbolizes much more than currency. It embodies American heritage, innovation, and the evolving story of the nation's currency. Over the decades, countless nickels have circulated, but only a few rise to the status of historical and financial significance. Among these, the 1985 Jefferson nickel stands out due to an intriguing combination of minting errors, limited production anomalies, and the complex history surrounding its creation. The story begins in the early 1980s, a period marked by technological transitions at the United States Mint. The production of nickels faced challenges including fluctuating metal prices, production costs, and changes in minting techniques. The 1985 nickel was minted during a transitional phase that saw experimentation with metal compositions and stamping procedures, which occasionally led to errors. These errors, while unintended, contributed to the coin's rarity. One key factor was a limited batch minted under strict controls but accidentally mixed with other batches containing variations in composition and die engravings. Collectors first noticed discrepancies in the 1985 nickels when some coins exhibited unusually sharp details on Jefferson's profile, while others showed faint imprints and subtle differences in the appearance of Monticello. More intriguing was the discovery of a small batch where the coin's metallic composition differed slightly from the standard copper-nickel blend. These anomalies sparked interest among numismatists, and soon, these coins were subjected to rigorous examination. The variations hinted at a hidden story of minting experimentation, production oversight, or even early attempts at counterfeit deterrence. Over time, a handful of these rare 1985 nickels surfaced in private collections and auctions, showing astonishing clarity, minimal wear, and unique characteristics that set them apart. The coins in pristine condition, especially those verified as part of the rare batch with compositional variations, started commanding prices far above their face value. Enthusiasts realized that owning such a coin was akin to possessing a piece of numismatic history, a bridge between standard currency and collectible rarity. The demand surged as stories circulated about the coin's unusual background and potential worth. As word spread, the coin's value skyrocketed, fueled by a mix of rarity, historical significance, and sheer collector enthusiasm. In the mid-2000s, specialized numismatic auctions saw 1985 Jefferson nickels fetching several $1,000s each, a remarkable increase for a coin originally worth just 5 cents. Experts noted that the coin's worth wasn't merely based on its age or condition but on the story embedded